All right, we're glad to have you join us. This is newspaper review segment of Good Morning Anambra, and we're still here in the studio with my colleagues. But now we have a guest that will be joining us to really review the papers this morning. We have a public affairs analyst, Dr. Dennis Ekemezie. Doctor, we are glad to have you in the studio this morning.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very glad also to be here.
Okay. You're welcome, sir.
And it's good to have you here.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. All right, you're welcome. Yeah. Let's quickly begin with looking at the ABS website. What stories are actually making rounds in our website this morning? The first there says, parents, teachers challenged to inculcate reading culture in children. Emeka Okoye of ABS with Jessica Maduka. Youths asked to be actively involved in politics for leadership roles. And last but not the least says, Varsity Don Choma Odehill's reintroduction of history in schools curricula. That's a great one. Doctor, let's pick it from there. Reintroduction of history in schools curricula.
Yes, I think it is very, very imperative that history is being read. Children taught history, especially history of their places. Like in Anambra State, our children ought to know our history so that they would know exactly from where they are coming from, and then what are the culture, the tradition of the people. And also, history makes one to be enlightened, and also encourages the reader. It creates a sort of joy and entertainment on the reader. So it's a welcome development, and also it's not only introducing it, let the teachers be trained and be updated, because
and do you think you still have history teachers in schools now?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, because it's not only that, it wasn't all that scrapped, but it was embedded in the other subjects.
Really?
Yes.
You won't believe that one day my niece was shocked to know that Azikiwe is from Onitsha.
Just like that. And do we still, study history in higher institutions? Like colleges of education, universities, and all the rest.
I still recall that people still study history and international relations, even at UNIZIK, Anambra State University, and other universities. I read history also, history and political science.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You will go back to teaching history.
I do teach.
Okay.
I love teaching history.
All right, let's quickly look at youth that asked to be actively involved in politics for leadership roles. What's your take on that?
Yes, you have two areas in engaging the youths. I do call it constructive engagement of the youths. And then when you start early to teach them, to engage them, then you'll be able to make them more profitable and then more organized to take up the leadership of the country. But we must know that leadership is not given. At times, you have to snatch it. Because if you wait
leadership
for people,
is taken and not given.
Yes. If you wait for people to give you, who is going to give you? They want me to relinquish my leadership and give it to you.
Jeremiah said that wants to return back to presidential post. Is it the person that wants to relinquish power to you?
That's what I'm asking you now. You want me to relinquish my own, even in my family. So they have to struggle. Who takes over from me? So that's politics.
Okay, I see.
All right, let's also look at parent teachers challenge to inculcate reading culture in children.
Of course.
How do you think they can achieve that?
That is the basis of learning. Even I did it to my children. The younger ones that time, Theophilus, you are a witness, I will give them newspaper to read for me. And I will have to read it, and then I will assess you. And today, they have developed interest in reading. So the parents should take the lead first. However, you know the situation in the country, hard economic situation may not allow some parents to engage in reading. How many of the parents also read this time? So if it's in the school, yes. The teachers also need to be retrained, updated in modern way of teaching. Also, yeah.
All right, Emeka Okoye, that's one of our own. Have just recently left Bachelorhood, to join the League of Married People. I'm saying congratulations to Emeka. What do you say?
Yes, Emeka is my friend, and I missed that wedding because it's good for us, the elderly ones, to encourage the young ones to come in. And then I have to also to congratulate him for saving money, because it's not easy to save money to engage in marriage. The younger ones also should look at him, that he was able to do that. And then the wife also need also to be submissive to him and then obedient to him. However, there's an injunction that he must love his wife.
All right, he must love his wife.
Not the wife. Whether she loves you or not, that pro is not her. It's not in her position to love you.
Who?
The wife now.
To love
That's
her.
what the scripture said. He didn't ask us to love, he asked us to submit.
What is submit? You submit because you are loving. And you submit in total.
You are adding that one. You are adding that one.
No,
it wasn't
he said submit everything. That's the one.
All right, let's quickly go to the papers now. We have the national lights coming up. Theophilus.
National light coming up. What do we have at National Light? We have the first headline there, the banner headline, a witch hunt. Luther's lists at a witch hunt. Alleges ploy to cover up rots in aviation sector. That is talking about Stella Odua there. And then
I think it's Stella Odua that is making that statement.
That they are witch hunting her. Well, down there we see APC governors back Buhari's against elongation of a national working committee tenure. It's like that has been ongoing a long time now. And then down there we have patronize eastern ports to decongest Lagos. Let's take the two there. See.
Well, let me congratulate my friend, the MD of National Light, for the improvement I've noticed also in the tabloid, especially the informative aspect of it. However, he needs to put also more entertainment in the paper so that some of us that like entertainment, which is also his field, will also gain from it. Yes, witch hunts in the aviation industry. It depends on who is witch hunting the other person. However, that aviation industry is thinking.
Stella is no more in aviation industry. I think he was saying that the inclusion of her name in the looters list is a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. I think that's where she's coming from. That her name is not supposed to be in that list.
Well, let us challenge the issue in the court. Let her go to court and clear her name. The list is already there. It's made public. And the best way to solve the problem is to go to court and then defend herself.
I see.
All right. The next story.
That they should decongest. The last one there talking about.
Yeah, the congestion of eastern ports.
Yes, eastern ports.
You start first of all by dredging the ports, the River Niger also, so that more goods will be coming in.
This dredging, it's been long. It's been a long time.
Where are
so
the
going
eastern
to
ports,
dredge
by the
the rivers?
The question is okay. It is a very nice question. You recall the old eastern Nigeria. When you recall the old eastern Nigeria, then you'll be able to place them. Where are the ports, seaports? You talk of Calabar, you talk of Port Harcourt. And then the River Niger has been begging to be bridged.
Is the Calabar port still working? Because I heard it's only one man's good that is being loaded and offloaded in that Calabar seaport.
So who is the owner of the goods?
I don't know.
Okay. It's a question.
All right, let's move to the next paper now. The Daily Sun.
Okay, the Daily Sun I have. The screaming headlines on Daily Sun said, APC governors shop for new chairman. With a writer there, agree with Buhari's no tenure elongation stance, settle for elective convention. And up here I have 3 die as billboard crashes into bus in Lagos. And coming down, herdsmen wipe out family of 4 in Taraba. Very, very sickening. Okay, Igbo are Jews, says Bishop Oriuzu. Okay, are they just waking up to that? Let's see. APC governors shop for new chairman. Yesterday we heard that there's a divided house. Some are supporting Oyegun, the chairman, while some are supporting the presidential stance on no tenure elongation. Today, all of them has moved to one camp. Did any Ghana must go exchange hands?
I wasn't there to peep into the issue. All I know is that politics is of interest aggregation. What do you need? What do you want? It also helps you to know where you are going to pitch. And if the president is the leader of the party, I think more people will treat to his own side.
No, but in this case, they said that he's not the leader of the party, that he's only a member of the party, that they gave presidential tickets to run for presidency.
Yes.
That he has no power to tell them what to do in the party.
He has the power to suggest, and that's why he's the president. And for the fact that he's the president of the ruling party also gives him an edge. And also, you see, the demand for cancellation of elongation is also to bring in internal democracy into the system. And you know, next year is election, and they are going not only to shop for chairman, also to shop for presidential candidates and members of National Assembly, and then governors. So there are a lot of interests that will be garnished into the system.
Where do you think this can take APC to? Are they not going to have problems bringing out presidential candidate, the chairman, and the rest?
Conflict and problems and intrigues are part of politics.
Okay.
The main issue there is how do you manipulate the system, and then how do you maneuver the members.
All right, I think we have to look at this story that said herdsmen wipe out family of 4 in Taraba. You know, we're still in the midst of looking at the government saying mop up arms, you know, without actually mopping up arms from those people, you know, fomenting trouble in the nation.
Well, may their soul rest in peace.
The souls of who? The herdsmen?
Those people killed, wiped out.
Okay.
Yes, and you know, it's a very intricate issue to tell people to surrender their arms. Even myself, I find it very difficult to surrender what my father has bequeathed to me as a serviceman.
A club or a machete?
Well, in my place they call it one.
That could be a story for another day.
Surrender my one. There's a way I feel.
Another paper.
Okay,
I think the Daily Times newspaper, Theophilus.
Do I have Daily Times? Sure, I have Daily Times.
Okay, let's take the Daily Independent.
Daily Independent. Yes, I have it. Daily Independent.
Daily Times is already up there, so let me take it since I have it. In a deft move, APC governors align with Buhari, with riders down here, makes U-turn on tenure elongation of outgoing National Working Committee. Another rider backs president over need for elective conventions. No, NEC has final say, Oyegun said. And this is just what we are just talking about now, who has the final say in the issue. Okay, let's see if we still have another interesting headline here. President okay's purchase of $1 billion military equipment. And then down here, Sakoto to repeal obsolete laws as IGR jumps by 98%. Are they trying to run after us as running mates? Okay, let's see. Perhaps the last rider in this banner headline. No, I mean, NEC has final say, and that's coming from the chairman of APC, Oyegun, that Buhari or the governor cannot say who continues or who. It's just the NEC that can say that.
Yes, the National Executive Committee of APC is the apex body that gives final ruling on issues concerning the party, especially the issue of tenure elongation, and then which also the president is part of the National Executive Working Committee because of the nature that is the president of the flag bearer of the party at the presidential level, and as I said earlier, it's part of the clearinghouse to bring internal democracy into the system. that will make it work.
I think there is an important story we have to look at here. Governor Obaseki sacks commissioner over sweepers protest. I think 2 days ago, they were protesting in Edo State for being owed for so many months, for a job they already done, and now the governor has sacked commissioner because of the protest. What's your take?
Well, we should always remember that laborer is worthy of his hire and pay. It's paramount. And for you to owe such peasant sweepers, I think it may not be augur well in the sight of everybody. And the governor did let me say, magnanimous thing to do that. However, he must set up a panel to investigate the allegation.
What really happened?
Yes, the allegation.
Okay, and another story here says anxiety as 3 federal lawmakers die within 1 month. What is killing them?
I'm not a medical doctor anyway.
Too
However,
much money, too much allowances.
That is inevitable. And once he comes, the person will go, whether you are a senator, whether you are a foreman, whether you are
is it not as a result of what Babangida said, let those who are old, they give way.
Because some of them, the other one is 58. Is he old?
They are young men.
They are young men. You see,
Most of them are young.
Yeah, let's say we wouldn't say it's untimely death. That is
People
death.
die everywhere, every day.
And many people are dying also. May God accept their souls and forgive them their sins.
Amen.
All right, let's now quickly move to the Daily Independent newspaper.
The Daily Independent newspaper, the banner headline we've treated it, APC governor sacrifice to Yegun for second term ambition with the rider Buhari governor don't have final say on the tenure extension. The leaders, APC holds another NEC meeting Monday over logjam. Down there we have Boko Haram. Buhari snubs National Assembly, okays 1 billion for the purchase of arms. Down there we have 3 dead, 7 injured as billboard fails on bus.
Oh, and I think that's the picture
Lagos.
there.
That's the picture there.
Oh, God.
So, and then on the other side, Nigeria faces hurdles in recovery of the Ziani's U.S. assets. And down there too, cholera outbreak claims 13 in Yobe. Let's look at the first one there, Boko Haram. Buhari snubs okays 1 billion for the purchase of arms. They are retrieving arms from individuals and they are purchasing from outside.
Well, he uses the executive fiat to do it. And you see, at times it sounds funny. Huge amount of money being ploughed into buying of arms, and then insurgency surfacing, and then let's look at the analytical side of it. You see that yes, Boko Haram members have been scattered, not disseminated, and once you scatter them, they engage in what you call in military tactics guerrilla warfare. So at any pocket station they are, they will explode, and maybe I think the issue there is that they may be able to replace the worn-out ammunitions and firearms so that they will be able to fetch them with sophisticated ones.
Okay.
And it's the responsibility of the federal government, the nation, the state, the government to protect life and property of the people.
Actually, I was even thinking of maybe giving them the arms that have been mopped up.
Okay. Quickly, for want of time,
let's touch that angle. You don't give them that mop-up arms because some of them are locally made. Most of them are not sophisticated, and the insurgents are having most sophisticated weapons. So if you give them that one, it means that you are just pushing them away to be killed by the insurgents.
Okay.
The
Guardian newspaper. Buhari okays 1 billion naira to buy arms. Fire check kicks. Alleges funds for president's re-election. These are riders under that story. And the FEC fails to hold for 4th time. Army plans local production of security equipment. And down here I have this one that says APC governors backtrack, join president against tenure extension. Okay, let's say that's all we're going to take from here. And let's look at this. when will this fight between the National Assembly and the presidency end?
Well, I don't think they are fighting.
No, they were supposed to.
They are
National
not
Assembly
fighting.
were supposed to sanction. They were supposed to endorse this. They were supposed to grant him the what do you call it? The whatever. They were supposed to endorse the purchase of this arm before he goes ahead. Okay, but now the paper said that he overlooked them and then went ahead to purchase this arms.
Recall that I said earlier, executive fiat, and he has applied his might, his executive weapon, and as I said earlier, it's not fighting, but it's part of that intrigue, manipulation and maneuvering of the system, so that the issue of lobbying will be given opportunity to come in.
All right, let's hold it there. Let's quickly look at the Nation newspapers. For want of time, let's run.
Okay, Nation newspaper, Oyegun loses extension bid as Buhari says stays firm. Okay, we've talked about that one. Buhari releases 1 billion to battle security. We've talked about that one. Which one again? 3 dead, 6 injured.
I think let's actually look at that, because the way these billboards have been mounted on our roads, for a billboard to fall on a bus running and killing people is a serious problem. Or don't you think so?
Well, it's not only in Lagos. I saw one at Regina Cheli the other day, and thank God it was at night that
it fell.
This incident happened. I won't mention the name, but it happened. The only more things the thing we need to tell the people is that be always at alert and then stay away from such very high instruments of death. Just if you go to Regina Cheli also, there's one big one there. And if you go there to hide yourself, well, I don't know whether you are protecting yourself from the rain, but you must be cautious wherever you stay.
And the people concerned should also do well to make sure
when
that
mounting billboards, concrete, should be mixed well, to help it be strong.
That's if you have a good.
It's good to advise them so. However, you give room for accidental discharge. Either by the weather or by otherwise.
Let's look at the Punch newspapers.
Okay, and the banner headline. The Punch newspapers say Buhari okays 1 billion naira equipment for military, even as bring back our girls, CD, HR, others knock Buhari. So many knocks these days. And then, do we have any other thing? Oyegun governors back Buhari APC to meet on fresh Congress. Husband kill man, wife, 2 children in Taraba. INEC issues notice of 2018 Ekiti governorship election. I don't think that's another thing.
I think that's the picture. Okay. The picture there is the picture of a Kogi State governor that fell off yesterday. I think yesterday was the day we had the story. He fell off and got wounded. I don't know. He's on walking crutches.
And we are asking, are you not
we wish him
sure
quick recovery, and also advise people to always be careful, even if no matter your level of your height in the society, accident can occur at any moment, whether you are a governor or just idle civilian like myself.
All right, let's quickly look at the Tribune. That's the last paper we have, but of course not the least. The story we are taking there says. Let's take this story at the right down here. INEC Ekiti 2018. INEC issues notice of election set for July 14. Ex-Deputy Governor Lawal resigns from PDP. Down here we also have this story. Okay, let's see APC National Working Committee tenure. Governors align with Buhari. We've seen it before, but let's see the riders meet Oyegu committee insist on Congress convention, and NEC holds on Monday. APC passing through death throes. I think they are still having issues in APC. They seem to be agreeing on what the president said, but with all the stories they're reading here, it seems there are still issues to be tackled by the APC for them to be one, actually.
Yes, it's a big family, and in a big family like that, there's bound to be problems, agreeing and disagreeing, and then disagreement comes in where you cannot, the person's individual's interest, we are not able to be met, and power sharing and power rotation and every other thing has to be.
And of course, a
discussed.
house divided against itself cannot stand.
It's not in politics.
All right.
How's this in politics divide and then come together?
All right, I think.
Disagree.
They quarrel, they fight, they come together.
They agree to disagree to agree.
Yes, at times
Especially if there's a common interest.
yes, at times it's even manufactured internally. So that,
All right, I think that will be all for this segment, our newspaper review, Thursday episode. We so much appreciate you, Dr. Ekemezie, for coming on the show this morning. Thanks for being of great help this morning.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me here. Very educative and entertaining, and I'm happy to be part of this family again.
All right.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Please stand by as we are going to bring you our discussion segment at the other side of 8.